Hi, guys, welcome back to Sustain Daily Podcasts. We've completed 1 month. I don't know about you, but I am loving this journey. So far, I've spoken about sustainable practices that we can adopt on a general basis, which is why today I want to talk about one part of the house where we spend a lot of time: the bathroom. Most of our bathroom habits are something we do daily and involves a lot of water and products, which also means that there is a scope for managing our resource consumption there. That being said, let's dive right in. Bucket baths or showers. I remember back in 5th grade, our school had called over an environmentalist named Mr. Menon. He was a great speaker who introduced most of us to the perils of the meat industry. And a lot of what he said made complete sense for our tiny brains. The point is that he had mentioned how bucket baths are better for the environment than showers, and that got imprinted in my mind. I don't remember his reasonings because I was too proud of the fact that I took bucket baths. To be honest, it was not a choice I had. Showers as a concept were too Western for my Indian parents. So, for this podcast, I started reading about this debate. And oh, is it popular! I came across points for and against both, and my conclusion is to each its own. Let me explain. Bathing as an activity is very subjective. There are people who take 30 minutes to shower, and there are people who are out in 3 minutes. Don't take 30 minutes to shower on a daily basis. Save them for days when you're feeling purposeless and lost and down. Coming back, how we should bathe depends on the kind of people we are. If we take a shorter time to bathe, which is anything less than 7 minutes, a shower is a water efficient option. It also depends on the condition of the shower head and its force. If our shower heads are clogged and water drips out of places it's not supposed to, like the joining of the shower head with the rest of its body, a lot of water is getting wasted in this process. Or if the force or the speed of the shower is more, we're going to end up utilizing more water than the bucket. Similarly, it also depends on the products we use. When I wash my hair, it's easier and faster to remove the shampoo with both my hands. So, if I were using a bucket, I would end up using more water as it would take longer for me to wash my hair. So, it really depends on your habits. How you can compare the two options and decide is by the simple method. Take a bucket, place it under the shower, and time it to see how much it takes to fill up the bucket with as much water as you would require to bathe. Let's suppose it takes 7 minutes to fill up the bucket and you use 2 buckets. So that's a total of 14 minutes. And now let's also assume that you take 9 minutes to shower. So showering will be a better alternative here. Try it out and figure out your water efficient option. Also, you need to watch that Kenny Sebastian stand up where he describes taking a bucket bath. It is the most accurate description of one. But wait till you finish listening to this episode. Now that we're talking about bathing, since Feb, I have been following another practice. I don't use the geyser or the water heater for my showers. I started this at a convenient time because summers were just setting in and cold showers in the summers are the only option. If you take a hot water bath in summer, you're evil. Anyway, I know this might be difficult now with the onset of monsoon, so my plan so far is to take a shower in the afternoon when it's hotter and the water pumped out is also warmer because of the afternoon sun. Another tip to help save energy is not using the fan in the bathroom or the exhaust fan. Right after I shower, I use a wiper to remove the water from the floor. So, back when I was in Mumbai working, I would use the wiper after my shower and leave for work. By the time I was back home, which was usually after 12 to 13 hours, the floor would be dry. And now that I'm back home, my exhaust fan stopped working, and I didn't bother getting it fixed because I don't see the point of it. The wiper is very, very efficient. I use a double blade Scotch Brite one and it works wonders. As for the smell, you can put a plant or pot puree in the bathroom. More sustainable bath products: soaps, shampoo bars, bamboo toothbrushes, natural loofahs. This is just the beginning of the list. There are a lot of sustainable alternatives available for our personal care products in the markets today, and it's about time. Soaps are a greener option than our shower gels. A, because it doesn't come in plastic bottle, which is hard to reuse or upcycle because of its weird sizes and shapes. And recycling them is just out of the picture because of the amount of energy required for it. Soaps are cheaper as well. And a lot of brands use eco-friendly soap packaging as well. Similarly, shampoo bars are a better alternative. These are shampoos in the form of a soap bar. I haven't had the opportunity to try one yet, but I'm looking forward to it. A few of my friends have even stopped or never actually started using face wash. They use natural face packs and fruits and its peels to wash their face. To be honest, I am a little hesitant about this one. I have combination skin type which is prone to acne, so I'm not ready mentally to let go of my face wash. Natural loofahs are made from one of the gods of the cucumber family. You can find these online for $70, which is the same rate as a big sized loofah that we would usually buy. I also like using peels of fruits like oranges sometimes. It's fruity and refreshing. Switching to bamboo toothbrushes is probably the first thing anyone does when shifting to a sustainable lifestyle. Yet here I am with my plastic brush. Because I didn't buy a bamboo one before the lockdown and I'm too scared to order one online. But I'm gonna get one as soon as things seem better. Maybe by the time this episode is out, I will have stocked up on them. While the bamboo toothbrushes eliminate the plastic body, the bristles used are still nylon. So, it is advised to take off the bristles from the brush before burying it in the ground or disposing it. I recently came across this brand called the Grass Root, ROUTE, which I'm going to link down below. They use nylon 6 fibers for the bristles, which are apparently a recyclable plastic. Now that we're talking about oral hygiene, let's talk a little about toothpastes. You know how in those toothpaste ads they show a perfectly applied toothpaste on top of a brush like icing on top of a cupcake? I hate to break the bubble, but you do not require that much toothpaste while brushing. You only need less than half of it. I've been brushing my teeth with very little toothpaste for over 4 years now and my teeth are fine. Also, I hope you guys turn off the taps while brushing. Actually, turning off the tap whenever you can. Whether it's while washing your hands or using a shower when you're applying soap to yourself. Don't keep the water running. It really makes a significant difference. Be mindful when you're using water. Don't tune out the sound of a running tap. Just be proactive and look out for that sound. You automatically will realize how much water you use and how much of it can be saved. On similar lines, another great hack is diluting your hand soap. So these soap dispensers usually pump out a lot of soap in just one press. We can definitely replace the soap dispensers with a soap bar, or we can try diluting the formula. Personally, for the past few months, I have switched to a soap bar, but before that, I had been diluting my soap. I used to add 3 parts water to 1 part soap. That's how concentrated the soap is. This is going to help you save a lot of money and the environment. Okay, one last point: bamboo toilet paper. Now, you can argue, why use toilet paper at all? And I'll tell you why. Vaginas are a little sensitive, at least mine is, in the sense that it is very easy to contract UTI or urinary tract infection, especially if you've gotten it once. And UTI is like the common cold for the vagina, except it's very uncomfortable. So I like to keep that area completely dry at all times. And that's why I need toilet paper. I've been using these bamboo toilet papers by this brand called Beco, BECO, and it's wonderful. It's a 3-ply, and everything about it, from its packaging to the product, is eco-friendly. The packaging of these rolls is actually recycled paper. These rolls are not very expensive. They are priced almost as much as a decent roll. So you can easily replace your toilet rolls with these without hurting your pocket. I'm going to link them down below. That's it for today, guys. I actually want to know how many of you have given washing your own clothes a try. Honestly, it seems very, very daunting, but please give it a try. Just once, trust me. Okay, no more preaching, I promise. So, see you next week. Till then, take care and stay safe.